this charity is lying to you. Oh, because this bitch is just keeping all the money. And he's been doing it for 10 plus years. Oh.
All the money goes to the Open Hand Foundation, an organization that we started in honor of my mom. And all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help them do their thing.
And then it came out that he's just keeping all the money. It makes me feel like he's very cold. You would think in this situation he would have empathy because he experienced it, and now he's basically robbing people in similar situations to him, right? It makes me feel uncomfortable that he's using his mom's death as a way to milk money.
Gerard Khalil, well known online as the Completionist. For more than a decade, his YouTube series where he completes games 100%.
Although look into those eyes. I should have known already. Look at me, say, yeah. Give me your wallet.
Has been very successful, and he has built a very
Look at those eyes. Those are the eyes of the man that wants to take your money. Don't give a fuck what happened to his mama.
and respected brand. Gerard is very well liked within the gaming
Oh, he looks
community,
nicer there.
and I myself have been a fan of his
Now he looks
YouTube
like a teddy
content
bear.
for many years. In 2018, Gerard helped create the Indieland Charity Marathon. This is where indie developers get to come together and showcase their games. It gave a spotlight to lesser-known developers, and
Which
it
that's
also
really
raised
cool.
money for a good cause.
Yeah,
All
that's
of the
awesome.
money raised by Indieland goes to the Open Hand Foundation, a non-profit organization that helps support dementia research.
Or does it? Bum, 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 bum. The whole thing of like giving ice to indie developers, that's cool. Maybe he should just stay with that and keep people's wallets out of it. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. Imagine like your mom dies of something and you use her death to milk money and just like you don't give a fuck. That shit's crazy.
The Open Hand Foundation was founded by Gerard and his family in 2003, after Gerard's mother was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. However, it didn't officially become a non-profit until 2014, after she unfortunately passed away. Indieland has been quite successful in raising money for charity. They generally raise over $100,000 per year, and according to their website have raised over $600,000.
Which like that doesn't add up to me, right? Because it says usually it's around 100,000, and this apparently has been happening for 10 years, but there's only 600,000 in the bank account for this charity, I guess, right? Because like what people are saying basically is, oh yes, he didn't give it to charity, but he also didn't spend it. I'm saying that it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up to have these big of charities, but like for some of these creators for 10 years to only get you that much, it just doesn't make sense to me personally, because I've seen creators of similar followings within like streaming marathon where it's like they do it for a month or whatever, right? I believe Iron Mouse just did one, right? Not too long ago. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they hit 100,000 within that month. So you just see what I'm saying? Like 1 month, she got that. And then these people did it for 10 years and are only at 600. I'm just wondering if there's some missing money, which I guess we'll find out, right?
According to their website, the Open Hand Foundation supports the University of California, San Francisco, and in 2020, Gerard said that Open Hand was one of the UCSF's main support partners.
Currently working with the University of San Francisco, and we're kind of one of their main funding support partners going into all of this.
Beyond this, according to Gerard, Open Hand raises money for organizations all over the world.
Is that so?
My father, my brother, and I started a foundation called the Open Hand Foundation that raises money for dementia research and treatment for organizations all over the world.
However, the truth is that since its inception in 2014, the Open Hand Foundation has not contributed a single cent to any organization. For
Not one penny. Isn't that fucked up? God damn.
the past 10 years, they have raised over $600,000, and it's all just sitting in their bank account.
I feel like there has to be
despite
more.
Open Hand saying the money goes to help fund research, and despite the fact that everyone believes their money is going to a worthwhile cause, this is simply not the case. Because Open Hand is a non-profit, their tax filings are publicly available. Since 2014, their yearly filings have all shown the same behavior. For example, in 2022, they received $117,000 in contributions. They paid $11,000 in expenses, leaving them with $106,000.
I don't know. Interesting. I don't know like how all this stuff works necessarily, but I don't know. I'm wondering if there's some that they're not like filing, at least later on, because right now it's like it looks like they're doing the 100, whatever. But like, I just don't understand how it's only 6 after 10 years.
In excess revenue. This cash was then added to their existing stockpile of cash, which now totals $655,000.
Look at that
Every
money.
year since 2014, it's been the same. Money is received, some expenses are deducted, and the cash is just left in their account. Normally in these filings, a non-profit is supposed to state where their profit goes. Obviously, if a charity raises money, they are supposed to give it to an organization. However, this has never happened with the Open Hand Foundation. In 10 years of filings, they have not dispersed a single dollar to anyone. They have kept everything for themselves. This is obviously alarming. Their website clearly states they support the UCSF. And they have a quote from David Kessler, the dean of the UCSF School of Medicine, thanking them for their gift. But the interesting thing about David Kessler is that he was fired as the dean of the UCSF School of Medicine in 2007, 7 years before Open Hand was even officially registered. I needed to find out what was happening.
So does that mean they like just pretended to get this thank you statement from this man? And then if that is the case, can't you just like reach out to this motherfucker right here and be like, yo, did you say this? And then have him like say yes or no? Like, shouldn't that be a pretty easy thing to like prove is fake? And if that is, it's like, it kind of already shows from like day one, they were planning to use this as a scam, right? Because like if from day one, they're giving fake statements of thank yous and posting it, like, what are we talking about, right? Because I know some of his fans are trying to justify him, being like, well, he didn't spend it. He just didn't know where to put it. Shut up.
So I contacted Open Hand and asked them why they haven't made any contributions in the past 10 years.
Yeah, the fuck.
And this is the response I got, which was written by Jacques Khalil, Gerard's brother. They claimed that before their official registration as a foundation, they donated body parts for research.
Body
a strange
parts?
claim that I don't believe can be
does
true
that
of a
mean?
charity.
They donated body parts? That seems like a personal thing, nothing to do with the charity, right?
Exactly referring to a private and personal matter within their family and would have nothing to do with Open Hand. They claim they made financial contributions to an institution that made insufficient progress. Essentially, Open Hand is claiming that because they made donations before they were registered in 2014, which we cannot confirm because it wasn't public at the time, this means that it is acceptable to not pass along any of the money the public has given them.
Well, that doesn't really matter. If you're an institution for donations, like you are, like that's the whole purpose of that thing existing. As long as you keep receiving money, it should go out, right? Like it shouldn't be like, well, I did it last year, so this year we're just going to chill with the money that you gave us. Like it just makes zero sense at all. Like what a weird way to try to justify it, right? That is so weird.
Until they find someone they deem worthy. The obvious
Wait, what? Hold up. You said until they find someone they deem worthy, so they're holding on to it because they haven't picked someone?
and is claiming that because they made donations before they were registered in 2014, which we cannot confirm because it wasn't public at the time, this means that it is acceptable to not pass along any of the money the public has given them until they find someone they deem worthy.
And why aren't they transparent with that? Because, like, didn't what's his balls, like the main mofo right here, didn't he be like, and we're helping people like, and he listed like a handful of organizations? If they're not fucking with them and they don't think they're good enough for their money, shouldn't they like reach out to their audience that is donating, be like, we want to donate money for this cause, we haven't found someone, give us suggestions in the comments, blah blah blah, right? Like, use your audience to help find the thing that you want to support. Like, that seems pretty easy. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
The obvious question arises. If they have been looking for a beneficiary since 2014, why has Gerard been claiming they support organizations across the world, including the UCSF and the Alzheimer's Association?
That's
We're
right.
raising money for dementia research in honor of my late mom, trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like USF, FTD Association of America, Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
And so many more. Oh my God. You are so cold, dude. Like, you literally just, like, in the same breath mentioned your mom and then named the places that you know you're not giving the money to. Like, that's some cold shit. Like, damn. This guy has an ice cold heart. For sure. That's crazy.
Why is he claiming the money is actually given to people who know how to use it?
And all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help
you,
them
though?
do their thing.
Why is he claiming they are helping the victims and even the families of people with dementia?
That's what I'm saying.
Guys, welcome to Indieland. For those of you who don't know what we're doing, we're raising money for dementia research and prevention, helping victims who not only have dementia, but the families of those around them.
God.
Why?
That sentence hurts. He's talking about the people that could be helped with that money and then pocketing it. Like, oh my God, that hurts. It hurts. This person knows that he's going to not help people. And people will suffer by not giving him the money. And he's like, haha, thank you. I don't know. This shit's crazy.
Why is OpenHand still claiming it supports the UCSF on its website? OpenHand assured me
Wait, they can't list it on their website if they don't fuck with it. That's crazy.
they have done nothing illegal, because if they had, they would have been caught by the IRS. However, I never mentioned legality in my original email. I'm not sure why they brought up the IRS, but this assumes the IRS is some kind of omnipresent being that immediately detects fraud the moment it happens and intervenes. This notion is simply untrue. Many crimes, especially fraud, go undetected, and unless you do something especially egregious on your filings, nothing will be flagged to the IRS. In saying that, however, these filings don't seem to be done properly, and they aren't even signed, which is definitely a legal requirement. But now that they brought it up, if the filings do show an accurate account of what happened, I do think this is illegal and would be considered charity fraud. Generally, taking money by dishonest means is considered fraud. You just can't tell people to give you money under a false pretense. And you can't wait 10 years until you're caught before doing something with it either. In this case, OpenHand lied for many years saying that it was funding organizations it wasn't, and it was using those lies in order to get money from the public. OpenHand finishes by saying they continue to search for a partnership that meets their standards, and if I have any recommendations, they will consider it. I don't know why they are asking me for my input. OpenHand has already been lying for 10 years, saying that it's been going to the UCSF.
That's so funny for someone to like reach out to him and call him on their bullshit. And they're like, well, if you want to do the work and decide who we should put the money into, go ahead and do the legwork on that, and we'll chill and get back to us with that. Like, the fuck? It's not his responsibility. You're a charity. It's your responsibility to have that figured out before you even start requesting money. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
And with the help of Muta from Some Ordinary Gamers, we set up a call. According to Gerard, he didn't find out the funds had not been forwarded to any organizations until 2022, and claims that since that time, he has been actively trying to find somewhere to send the money.
You weren't notified that the money was sitting there the whole time?
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me proactively go about it. Like,
what do you
I
mean?
was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet, and that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool. And that's when I got personally involved to move it. And
did anyone
have you?
Last year, 2022.
Yeah, did anyone tell you that the money was going somewhere before then? Were you being...
All right, hold up. Like, they never discussed it once? So where he's like, oh, I didn't know for almost like what, 8 years or some shit, like he's saying. And he's like, and as soon as I found out, I did everything I could to move it. I had to find the place I liked. You have listed multiple charities that you seemed ecstatic about at the very beginning, right? So if you found out it wasn't being pushed anywhere and you already endorsed those places, put it there. You already found your people that you want to donate to because you've already shouted them out like you're proud that you're helping them, right? So if you are that proud for helping them, just put it to them legitimately, like you already thought the money was going to, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say like, oh, I found out and I was concerned and then I tried to figure something out, but I was being picky too. Shut up. You're a liar.
being misled?
No one told me anything. I assumed that it was all going to a charity, and I assumed incorrectly.
Whether or not you believe this will be up to you. However, I will note that even if he is telling the truth, despite learning this in 2022, his behavior did not change. In 2023, he continued to make claims that OpenHand was supporting the UCSF, the Alzheimer's Association, AFTD, and many more.
Damn it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he's like, oh, I didn't know. And as soon as I did, I like pushed for it. You just named people again, bitch. Like, if you had someone you want to go to, you just name the people you want to help. Now put the money there. Now you're aware. Now you're doing everything you can to push the money. Pfft, shut up. Put it to the people you're talking about.
A year after learning that it wasn't.
Trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like USF, FTD Association of America, Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
These statements
so
were from
many
just
more.
several weeks ago. Gerard has also been a director of Openhand since 2014, so it would take a lot to convince me he didn't know what was happening
That's
with
what
the
I'm
money he was
saying.
raising. Ask
Oh.
yourself this question. If you raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity, do you think you would be interested in where that money was going? Would you at least check to see if the money was being sent? No matter the answer,
yeah.
you would still be completely responsible for what happened with that money.
And
The
yes.
most important question at this time is whether or not the money is still there. And Gerard assures us they still have the full amount of money and are looking to donate it as soon as possible.
Well, then
At this
do
stage,
it.
we have no
What's
reason
happening?
to believe this isn't the case. However, due to Openhand's past dishonesty, I think we do need concrete proof of this donation when it happens.
Oh, for
Unfortunately,
real?
given that the money hadn't been contributed for so many years, and any contribution done now is in the wake of this being uncovered, it's hard to know if this is simply a response to being caught, or if they truly were planning on donating the money at some point.
No, it's one of those things where it's like, you gotta like hope he donates it. I don't think it would be in good faith. I think it's him covering his ass, right? Then you gotta see if legally this place can just not be a charity anymore, right? Like if they've done this much stuff, it's like donate it and be done with it. I don't know what legally could happen to them or what they're held responsible to, but at most they should give the money up and then stop the charity, in my opinion, right? That would make the most sense to me, right? Either that or it's like they would just sadly have to like consistently show where they're donating it with proof every single time moving forward, right?
Hopefully we get confirmation soon that all of the money Openhand has ever received is sent to the organizations it was supposed to. That being said, even if all of the money is still there, the actions of Openhand were unethical and almost certainly illegal. And as unfortunate as this situation is, it does need to be called out, and there do need
That's
to
right.
be repercussions. It
That's
shouldn't
right.
need to be stated that lying about making charitable contributions in order to get money is not a good thing, no matter what the context. I also think there needs to be a full audit of Openhand by an independent third party. Some Ordinary Gamers is also doing a more thorough breakdown of the situation, so if you want to learn more about how to look up the public
See, I kind of want to know what he's talking about too, because like I said, I just don't know if I believe that only $600,000 was raised. And I know only is an insane word to use for that much money, but you know what I'm saying with like the amount of money these people can raise and for the amount of time he has been, it just seems like a small amount of money for 10 years for a creator so big. I could be wrong though.
filings of non-profits and what to look for, and to learn more about their legal obligations, I will put a link to that in the description. I will also put a link to the tax filings of Openhand along with their full statements.
Now we got videos to watch. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. God damn it! I want to know. Because I think like this whole thing was like started right like a month ago, if I'm not mistaken, and it's just escalated up until like recently, right? Where even more and more facts are coming. So we gonna figure it out. We gonna learn what's going down.
Went to hell, I met some friends.